camera?
We are both on camera.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice. It's been a while since we've
I know. We kind of all those February videos are going to go up eventually, probably like in the next 2 days. But we kind of
I wish I could say it was like a quarantine thing, but it wasn't. It was just
the opposite of quarantine thing.
That's true. You were traveling. Yeah, exactly. I think, and it's weird because like normally we, like kind of giving you a little bit like behind the curtain stuff. We're so ill prepared for like all the time, and this was like we started filming in like December.
I know, and we were like,
February.
we're
like,
get this done.
We had like 18. I don't think we did any in February, and we have like 17 in the can. So that's like really impressive.
And it's all on me, and it's all because...
Well, it's not all on you, because I didn't... I think there's also, like, an element of, like, normally you... I'm like, the taskmaster, kind of, and, like, I'll usually, like, push you, and this year I didn't push you as hard, and, which, it's whatever, because, like, I knew you had life going on, and that's a huge part of it, and...
So in January, I had this book that I had to get finished by the 1st of February.
Yeah.
And there was one point I stayed up 72 hours straight writing. Yeah. And that was kind of crazy. So that was one of the things where I didn't have anything. And then I went to India.
Right.
And then I went to Wyoming twice.
Yeah.
And Benton Harbor, Michigan.
I would say like I went to Ohio and... Yeah.
Arkansas.
So you've been all over.
And now nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's going anywhere now.
I know. Well, we better get drinking this cough medicine. So
So today is... We're hopefully posting this on St. Patrick's Day. So we had our Bogart bar. We have a movie club, so to speak, and the movie was The Irishman, which has nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day or Ireland or the Irish really at all. And so
and you were literally the only person there who actually watched it.
Probably. But anyway, so we, as a, to be cute and funny, I brought you a bottle of Irish whiskey, and it's 2gingers because you are militant ginger, and so we're gonna try this. We've had it already. A lot of times when we're doing videos, it's stuff that we are just opening.
Have we had 2gingers already?
Well, we did it that night. We had it that night.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So,
yeah.
So it's pretty clearly somebody had it because I didn't give you a half-drunk bottle. So we're gonna do this one again and give our official rating on this.
Right. So you pour it. I'm gonna check this camera one last time to make sure this.
We have enough.
Yep. No, we're all good.
Okay. Good. So
I always get paranoid about that because But it's interesting. So Irish whiskey, I never used to like Irish whiskey, and then we bought just as a lark the Proper 12 by Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And I don't think we gave it a great review. I liked it, but it's
so weird. We do so many, we've done so many videos, and like a lot of times people, like I had a friend who was like, "Oh, did you have Proper 12?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "What'd you think?" And I was like, I remember not loving it, but like honestly, watch the video because like I don't remember all the time. But that one's not.
I remember having it, and it wasn't. It didn't grab me at the time, but then we had that bottle of whiskey, and it kind of because I'm like.
It's grown on you.
Well, no, I'm like the classic writer. I sit there and write with a glass of whiskey, and it really worked for me, and I really got into it. And since then, Irish whiskey has been like my thing.
Okay.
Then I can't remember. Was it you bought me the Writer's Tears?
Probably.
And that powered me through another book. So now I'm like, there's something to this. There's some James Joyce type thing with Irish whiskey. Huh. So, by 3,000 words I wrote today in my book that I.
Nice. Have you had Jameson?
I have, yeah. I mean, I
feel like everybody said Jameson, but shot in the dark.
I mean, Jameson. It's like Jameson to me is like your Jack Daniels or your Jim Beam or your.
It's not great. I don't, but I also don't really love Irish whiskey. I much prefer Scotch, and specifically like Islay, which is, more peaty and that smoky flavor. So
Irish whiskey is always a lot smoother because I think it's distilled an extra time, isn't it? It's like 4 filtrations, or there's some thing to Irish whiskey that's very.
Really should have looked that up before I started this video.
Well, here I can see. So this is called 2gingers Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Smooth, malty, and slightly sweet with a tingle of honey and citrus.
Okay. Let's see if that comes across.
Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about it.
Yeah.
Ireland's oldest continually licensed distillery, faithfully distilled.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? And aged for 4 years. So that's interesting because you prefer Scotch, which is generally aged for at least double that.
Right. Yeah, 4 years is like the floor.
Yeah.
For like what you need to age items at. To age whiskey at, I should say.
Well, to age Scotch at, because I think bourbon, they can't age that long because it's made from corn, which doesn't...
I thought it still had to be like a certain number.
I think it is like 4 years.
Yeah.
It's like the...
That's like the max. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not terrible. I remember not loving it the first time we had it. It's got a nice burn though.
I have to admit, I don't mind this. This is...
Yeah.
There is some, like, I can't drink blended Scotch whiskey anymore.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and you ruined it for me. It is literally a case, I'll drink any blended Scotch whiskey and you'll just... There's just that one consistent taste, I call it like the Johnny Walker taste, it's just like...
Yeah.
Whereas this doesn't have it.
No, this is... it's fine. It's not like... I think this is a really good whiskey to introduce yourself with. Like, I think if you're going to... If you're like, you know what? I really want to get into whiskey. You're like, how am I... You know, what's like a good... Like, if somebody said, what's a good whiskey to start with? I would say this.
I think you're right, because it's like, it doesn't have any offensive tastes, but it's got the whiskey taste, and it's got that nice... And that burn is nice.
Right.
That burn is
like... I think, you know what this would go really well with? This would go really well with, like, a really dark chocolate. Like, something really bitter. Like, because I think that the bitter would offset the burn taste.
So I've probably got some ex-girlfriends. This go perfectly with.
Nice. It's got a It's pretty solid. It's not. I could see drinking. I could see drinking a lot of this. It goes down pretty smooth. It's not, there's nothing that I really want to like savor with it. Like, I think that there are certain whiskeys, especially like the older ones, for like the older scotches, where you're like, you know what, I really want to like savor this. I really want to like enjoy this and like sip this. I think this is like a good sip, but I mean, like, we poured like a normal amount and we're kind of breezing through this. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
I think that's my thing with Irish, because I remember when we used to drink a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
And used to bring the nice scotches around.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it was a case of like, okay, I'm gonna have a glass of this, but I'm gonna have some snacks. I'm gonna have some things because I'm gonna make this an occasion.
Right.
Whereas this is like a.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to think drinking whiskey is not an occasion, but.
Yeah. No, but I think that there are, like, when we go to our favorite establishment, Tavern on George, like, there have been nights where, like, I've gone to the basement down there, and I've just, you know what, like, I'm not eating, like, a full meal. I'm just kind of, like, grazing on something. Like, I'll have, like, like, an order of fries, and I'll just have something to sip on, and, like, that's not this. This is, like, okay, I'm going to drink this to,
Yeah.
I'm going to drink this over, like, a quick meeting,
Yeah, I mean, this is, like, this is what you have on hand when you want a bit of...
This is, like... This is what Don Draper pulls out when he's, like, talking shop.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're gonna, like, sit there for, this isn't what he drinks before he goes to bed. This is just, like, this is his office whiskey.
And it's funny, because I remember that scene where he's like, pour yourself a drink, don't touch the stolly, because that was Stollish Naya, which was very... And this is, like, the pour yourself a drink one.
Yeah.
You wouldn't mind anybody helping yourself to it. But it's not bad.
It's solid. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. Do you have any St. Patrick's Day plans?
I'm trying to make Tina make that. That was
The
we
corned
did
beef?
this the St. Patrick's Day episode where Tina made
right,
corned
we
beef,
did.
and it was
Yeah.
one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
So.
That was. We also said, it's so funny, like, we had such high ambitions for that. We were like, oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to drink an entire... We're going to get a keg and we're going to split it. And then we did the math on, like, how much we would have to drink. And we're like, we cannot do that. And then because then we were like, we'll just do it all day long. And we're like, we can't devote 16 hours to, like, even if we were drinking... We did the math. It was like, even if we were drinking 16 hours... Between the two of us, we would still be plastered the entire day. Because if we said, like, all right, we're going to have one every hour, we wouldn't, like, it would be more than that. It would be more than 16 pints per person. So we would have to be, like, sloshed. And then we're like, we'll go to half a keg. And we're like, we'll just pretend. And that's what we ended up doing.
It's funny because I remember my English brother-in-law's stag do we went off, and the plan was we would go to like 12 pubs and have one drink in each of them over 12 hours. And actually, that doesn't sound like much, but
no, but that's quite a lot, especially if you're drinking like an Irish beer. Like it's a little heavier, so it's not like you're like pounding back something simple.
Being the typical British people, we were like turned up at the first pub as it opened at 11 o'clock, and we're like, "Yo, we're gonna have a pint here. Let's do shots." And then of course, 4 hours later, we were fucking annihilated. I took a nap in Hyde Park.
Okay. Yeah, I mean I think that's the thing is like if you're gonna do a pub crawl, you need to like really pace yourself.
Yeah. Anyway, so this was good.
Yeah.
That's
this was fantastic. So 2 gingers, excellent job. You have 1 ginger and 1.
I was going to say, this will be the name of our channel, apart from the fact that we don't have enough gingers.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 gingers because my facial hair grows in red sometimes. Well, cheers! Happy St. Patrick's Day. Drink responsibly, and enjoy.
Or not, but just don't involve us.
Right.